everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day. So today, are you okay, buddy? Where are you going? So today I'm just going to be answering some of your all's questions that you asked me on the community tab on YouTube and then also on Instagram. And we're just going to be chit-chatting and I'm going to be putting just a random selection, assortment, a variation of makeup on my face. Whatever I grab from this not organized at all whatsoever pile next to me, it won't be fancy. It probably won't be. There's no one on the floor. He left the cozy bed. There's two separate beds here, two very thick plush blankets, fuzzy blankets to sleep on the floor. So if you hear some snoring, it's Wren is snoozing on the floor. Okay, so one of the topics I was getting most questions about was lupus and lupus updates, and some things have changed. Some things have definitely changed since the last time we talked about it. So I think the last time we were talking about lupus stuff, I had told you guys that I had like a claw hand, like I was getting a weird little like talony claw hand anytime I put any pressure or anything on my hand or like held something heavy. But I was also having trouble with a lot of generalized pain, like my skin was sore to the touch. I bought a little silicone massagery thing and like just touching it to my skin was just a lot of pain in my muscles. It's kind of like a deep ache all the time, lots of like back pain, shoulder pain, that kind of stuff. So I took all of those concerns to my doctor, my rheumatologist, and first, you know, we discussed my talons, and she said that basically I have arthritis. I guess that it comes with lupus a lot. You know, lupus attacks the joints, especially like the small joints and the hands and feet and stuff. So basically, I have arthritis in my hands. So it's like it's kind of stuck in that claw. The other day, it got stuck for the longest it's ever been stuck. I had to like pry open my hand. You could just like see like in my finger, especially this one that really gets stuck, like how swollen it was. When I went to the rheumatologist, she like grabbed my fingers like this, and like as soon as her fingers like laid contact with my skin, she was like, yeah, you can feel how swollen you are in your joints. I was like, okay, that's okay. That makes sense, I guess. But the second part of it, which I was explaining to her, like just the all the time kind of pain, the extreme fatigue, all that kind of stuff, but like the skin sensitivity and the pain was really getting to me. And she almost kind of seemed, not that she didn't want to give me this diagnosis, but she said this diagnosis tends to be thrown around a lot, but she felt fairly confident in diagnosing me with fibromyalgia as well. So on top of the hydroxychloroquine that I've been taking, I am now taking something called, I had to write it down, azathioprine. Which she kind of had like two different options for me. It was either that one or another medication, and she really didn't want to put me, sorry, I can't find anything in this pile. She really didn't want to put me on the other option because that one apparently like it can be pretty rough. She said that one of the side effects, at least known side effects, is hair loss, and she knows that that's like, you know, a big issue to me, but also it's oh gosh, I can't remember what she called it. Some type of like X medication. Like if I were to become being with child and not know it and be on that medication, that it could end that. And that was, you know, very scary. So that seemed like a pretty intense medication, but she said that if I didn't process a certain protein a certain way, then I would have to go with that medication and not the azathioprine one. But fortunately, I am able to process it, so that's what I'm currently on right now. It's had to have been at least 2 months maybe since I started this medication. I don't know if I'm seeing a ton of difference or anything just yet, unfortunately, but hopefully I will, and hopefully I'll start to see some more, you know, benefits on being on these medications. I am also now taking prednisone every day, so 5 milligrams of prednisone once a day, and then the other two medications twice a day. I gotta say, like, I've really not been feeling fantastic. That's one of the reasons why advent calendar season did not go as I intended. It did not. I had big plans, like, in my brain. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna post every single day during December, and it's gonna be great. There's all sorts of stuff I wanted to do, but unfortunately, I have not been feeling very well. And I don't know, like, starting the new medications and stuff, like ever since I started medication, I don't know what came first, like the chicken or the egg kind of thing. Since I've started the medications, I feel like I've been feeling worse. But is it because the medications are making me feel worse? Or is it because like we finally were able to give me this diagnosis because I'm in a flare-up, and that's what's making me feel worse, and like the medications are just attempting to make it better? I don't know. I've just not been feeling very good. So I've just really not been feeling my best. I've been very, very tired, very worn down, very sore, like just a lot of pain for some reason in my arms. My upper arms have just been really painful. I don't know why specifically that area. I've just not been doing my best or feeling my best, and I'm really sorry that's impacted videos and stuff and I've not been on here, but I know you guys are like literally the most kind and considerate community I could ever ask for on YouTube. I feel very, very blessed, very fortunate that you guys are so nice. Like if I'm having a hard time and I come on here and I'm like, hey guys, I'm really sorry, not a lot of videos, or we had to push advent calendar season back like months, you know, like, or extend it for months. You all are always like, take care of your health, we're okay. And that's incredibly kind, incredibly sweet. Thank you very much. I did want to respond specifically to like a couple of, you know, questions or just comments on here. I did have a question about how my alopecia has been since starting lupus meds. Kitty Pop said that she has alopecia areata. So my alopecia is androgenetic alopecia, and honestly, I kind of think I have noticed some improvements around my hairline. So apparently with lupus, a lot of the hair loss can be seen around the hairline. This side's worse for some reason. We'll ignore that side. But this side over here, I feel like I've been getting little baby hairs and stuff, so that's been really nice. This question from the community tab from Elizabeth Jade 7. What are some things you've done for yourself post lupus diagnosis? I have a chronic illness as well, and find sometimes those little things I do for myself make such a difference in my mental outlook, which I think is fantastic. That's really nice. Honestly, I don't think it's been until recently that I've really tried to take in like and accept the fact and like really understand the fact that like I have a chronic issue that does affect me daily, and because of that I have to like navigate my day differently and stuff. Recently, because I really got run down for a minute between like YouTube and stuff, and then we had a whole bunch of stuff going on for the stores, and I was not sleeping, I was working all day, all night, and like once I finally was like able to stop, I like slammed into a wall. I felt awful, I felt terrible. I couldn't do anything for a long time after that. It took me a long time to really kind of recoup from that. So now I'm just understanding and like getting it through my thick head that I need to rest, I need to sleep, I need to take care of myself more. So I think one of the things is probably a bit more resting. Like in the middle of the day, if I like can't physically keep my eyes open anymore, instead of just like putting my head down on my like hard desk and passing out for a couple of minutes, which I've done 1,000 times, now I actually like get up and I go to the bed and I just lay down for like 20-30 minutes. Even if I don't fully fall asleep in that time, there's just something really rejuvenating about that. So like little like naps and stuff throughout the day, I'm very fortunate to be able to do that, because I know not everybody has the ability to be able to just close their eyes for 20 minutes during the day. I'm incredibly fortunate to be able to do that. I need to use that to my advantage and not, you know, pass out with my head on my desk anymore and actually try to give my body a bit more, you know, rejuvenation, recouping. As far as like other medical stuff goes with ADHD and that kind of thing, I went to my other doctor yesterday, which typically is not a fantastic time because I have to go in and get tested because, you know, I'm a criminal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a criminal. I have to go in and get tested for whatever their policy is about like drug testing and things like that. So I have to do that every other month. And for a while there, that was not a good experience because I really was kind of treated like I was some type of criminal. I feel like they almost understood the way that they were treating me was a little bit like iffy, and I was picking up on the fact that it was a little bit iffy. So yesterday I feel like she was trying to be like extra nice to make up for a little bit. Also because when I tried to get my medication last time, there's almost always an issue when I try to get my medication. So like I can't just like call up Kroger, even if I have refills left on my prescription. I can't call up Kroger and be like, hey, I need a refill. I have to call the doctor, and the doctor has to approve the refill and send it to Kroger. So I called their office to try to get, you know, a refill. The first couple of days I called for some reason, they were always closed for some reason. They're not open very often. They close at noon on Fridays. Now I have like their schedule kind of down. They're closed for an hour sometime in the middle of the day. I think it changes for lunch for everybody. Like no one will answer the phone. They send it to like a call service. They're also only open till 4 o'clock like every day. And I mean, like there's very few hours like you can actually get in contact with this doctor's office, even though their listing online says open during all these times. But it's fine. So I called a couple times, like trying to get a hold of them to be able to get my medication. I left several voicemails and I never heard back from anybody. So I called again, trying to get my medication in, my Adderall, called in. I was really trying to make sure it was like done before the weekend so I didn't have to go like a full few extra days without any medication. And the lady who I was speaking to told me they had gotten the voicemails I had left them. However, my doctor was out of office for the holidays and she wouldn't be back for like a week and a half. So I was like, well, okay, that's okay. So I was like, okay, well, this is like quite some time to do without medication. I was like, is there any way to get my medication approved? You know, another doctor in the office or just somehow, like, I don't know, is there any way to get my medication approved? And she was like, well, I'll give her a call. I'll leave her a message and see if she could. I just broke my brush. Oh no. I'm gonna hot glue that back in there. I absolutely am. I've used this brush for forever. Anyway, she was like, well, I'll give her a call. I'll leave her a message. I'll see if she can approve it while she's out on vacation. I was like, is there not like a system in place? I'm sure there's other people that need medications approved. You know, it's fine if I don't have Adderall like for a few, I guess at this point, like 2 weeks. But like there are people that I'm sure have other medications that have to go through an approval process that have to have their medications. There has to be a way to do that, right? Like you can't just leave for 2 weeks and your patients not be able to have access to their medication. So I asked her, I was like, okay, well, yeah, that would be great. Like if you could attempt to get her to approve the medication. So she supposedly called her, left a message, something, I don't know. But I attempted a couple more times to get in contact with them because I didn't hear anything. And then I didn't hear anything. And then finally, I guess whenever she came back from her vacation, I got a little pop-up on my phone that said that she had sent my prescription into Kroger. But it just every time there's some like blockade for me to be able to get my medication, or I'm just treated like weird. But anywho, this last time I think she was being like extra accommodating and extra like, I promise I don't think you're a criminal, you know, kind of thing. And she also upped my prescription dosage a little bit. So now instead of 30 milligrams a day, I'm up to like 40 milligrams a day. So we'll see if that makes any difference or anything. I told her it was a little bit hard to see much improvement with anything because the soul crushing fatigue and brain fog from like the lupus and the fibromyalgia kind of like outweighs the medication a little bit, the Adderall. We'll see if it makes a difference. I'm really trying to use up, I guess, like project panning, whatever I've been using makeup wise and stuff. So I'm trying to use up like every little bit of my makeup before I move on to anything new, which is kind of how I do it anyway, because I only use stuff that I get in subscription boxes, with the exception, the very small exception of a couple of things. Like I had to buy, oh, I forgot to use concealer. Oh man. I had to buy a concealer because I was fully out. I was like scraping the bottom of some incredibly old, no idea how long I've had it, concealer that I found in an old makeup bag. So I got this e.l.f. one. This is thick. This is a lot of coverage. So I did buy that, but usually I just try to use whatever I get in subscription boxes. I actually had somebody, there was a question about skincare. They're like, what kind of skincare do you use besides what you get in subscription boxes? And that's kind of hard to answer because I just use what I get in subscription boxes, which is not a good skincare routine. Because it's not a routine. It's like, oh, I'll use this cream for a little bit and then when it's gone, on to the next random thing, which is probably not good for your skin. But really and truly, I've still been using the beef tallow and that's pretty much what I use. Like I'll use random eye creams and stuff, but as far as like face things, it's a lot of just beef fat. It's a lot of cow fat, you know. And I still like it. I still think it works pretty good. I swear using the beef tallow has like helped my eyebrows grow in. It's making my eyelashes longer. My skin feels softer. I really like me some beef fat. As always, I never know if this video is going to be interesting enough to actually post, but it helps me just like talk and get stuff out and then get like into filming. If it's been a few days since I filmed videos, I get very nervous. Oh, a question about Jimmy. How is Jimmy? I don't know. Jimmy's at the old house. I'm sure there's been snow on the ground for days, like weeks at this point, it feels like. So I'm sure he is itching, just chomping at the bit to get back on his lawnmower. But during these winter months, you know, he kind of goes into hibernation and then he emerges in the spring. So I don't know. I haven't seen, or I guess technically heard Jimmy in a long time. Oh, I can tell you guys the Jimmy story now. I think this is really funny. I didn't tell you this already, did I? Okay, so I originally didn't tell you guys this because I wanted to like protect privacy and stuff, but Jimmy, did I already tell you guys this? If I have, I'll just get it out. Or you could just let's do it again. Okay, so the name Jimmy was just a construct of my imagination. I saw a video of this guy yelling at his deaf dog if he wanted pizza. I was like, Jimmy, you want some pizza?
Jimmy, you want some pizza?
It's so he could wake him up to give his dog pizza. So when I was filming one day, I could hear the lawnmower going, and that's why I was like, Jimmy! Not knowing this man's name, right? Jimmy, by the way, is like 80 something. So he's like an older gentleman, and I was just, Jimmy! So one day I was talking to my dad, who my dad knows of the neighbor, right? Because that's, you know, that was my grandma's house, his mom's house. So he knew the neighbors around, and he knew his real name. So in my mind, Jimmy is not his real name. My dad knew his real name. So we were talking one day, and my dad said something about Jimmy. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, what is his real name, by the way? My dad looked at me and he was like, Jimmy. I was like, no, like that's the silly like name that I was calling him because of the video or whatever. Like, what's his real name? And my dad looked at me and he was like, his real name is Jimmy. He was like, you didn't know his name was Jimmy? I said, no, I didn't know his name was Jimmy. I just made that up. And he said, no, his real name is Jimmy. Like, what are the odds out of all the names in all of the land that his actual name is really Jimmy? Now, I've known that for a long time now. Like, I've known that for a while. So as I've been yelling Jimmy at him, it's not like I haven't known the entire time. Just for like, you know, potential wanting privacy issues, I don't want to put his real name out there, even though I already was and I didn't know it. I just kept calling him Jimmy because that's what we came to know him as. But yeah, that's his real name. He's actually Jimmy. I think that's so funny. I don't know if you guys thought the whole time that his real name actually was Jimmy, because like we've never met in person. We've never met. I've seen him through the window and that's it. Jimmy is hopefully doing well. He's at the old house. We did sell the house. We did sell the old house, and we were able to use the sale of that house to pay off this house, and that has been wonderful and fantastic, and we're incredibly lucky to have been able to do that and be in a position to where like we don't have a mortgage and stuff. That's insane. That's wonderful, and of course that would have never happened if it wasn't for my grandmother leaving us that house. I did have a question asking if we like the new house and if we miss the old house. I do miss the old house, just, you know, there's a lot of memories there. I grew up with that house. Like, that house has been in my life for like 20 something years, so of course like I do miss it. My friend Gabby, she is so sweet. The day we were, oh no, I'm gonna cry. The day we were like packing up like everything for the last time, she was over there helping, you know, get everything packed up and stuff, and she's disappeared for a while. And I saw her kind of like walk around the house, and I kind of didn't think like anything of it since then, but a few weeks ago she came over to the house and she brought a frame, and she had gone around, oh I'm gonna cry, and she had picked like little flowers and like little pieces of like trees and stuff from the old house, and she dried them for me and she put them into a frame, and I thought that was so sweet. So yes, I do miss the old house. You know, a lot of, like I said, memories there. It was like me and Jeremy's first place we lived together. You know, there's where we got Tater there. There's a lot of like new memories, a lot of old memories. So yes, we do miss the house, but we do really enjoy this house. It's been fantastic for having friends over and stuff. We've had like a lot of like parties. We've had Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a we're still not done with Christmas. My Christmas decorations are still up downstairs, or at least some of them. We're gonna have a Christmas party in a few days here, so it's been a really great house to like entertain in, and we've been really enjoying it. There's a lot of stairs. The stairs are a lot, but that's okay. So far I've been really enjoying it, and we're really looking forward to like decorating more and doing more renovations and that kind of stuff. Whew. Oh, speaking of like decorating and houses and that kind of stuff, I will eventually do a house tour. I really gotta do that. And I'll take you guys through and tell you like everything that we want to redo and things. But decorating wise and stuff, I've been really wanting to kind of like change the style that was in my old house, and I don't honestly have a ton of decor pieces left over from the old house. I've sold a bunch. We had like a yard sale. I've given stuff away, and I've also been saving stuff back at our stores from when we eventually do the apartments upstairs at our building. So I don't have a ton of decor pieces. So I'm really wanting to collect up like a lot of like vintage and antique pieces. I'm going for more of like a I've been wanting to make the house look like an older house, because you guys know we tried our best to get a Victorian home, just didn't happen. So like through styling and some other stuff we want to do renovation-ish wise, I'm trying to make it look like an older house because we really wanted one. So I'm looking for more kind of like European, French inspired stuff, cottagey stuff, but also a little bit like, you know, like a little fancy French. I don't know. It's, I don't really fully know exactly the style I'm going for. Maybe I'll throw up some like inspiration pictures or something. But I did yesterday go shopping with my mom and I got a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll throw in a little haul here for you guys. We'll just pop in real fast. A little vintage, thrifted, antique shopped haul here. Alrighty, so here is my little haul of things. I have everything all set out here. I was going for that kind of like French country, European, and I don't know, antique-y looking stuff inspired things. I was able to dig around and get what at least I think were good prices for things here. So yes, I do know what that is. I'm okay with it. It's not been used for like 100 years. So this is now going to be a lovely vase for like a big bunch of hydrangeas or something. I do also have the lid. I just currently don't have it with me right now. I think it's still in my mom's car. I'm just going for like the very neutral look with you know, some like textures and stuff and some brass and a couple little extra fancier things. We have a planter here. This is a Hager planter. I got this little guy for $2.95. I have a milk glass vase here that I got for $3. I thought this little serving spoon knife thing was so cute. It was 40 cents pie server. I got some cool old little bit dangerous looking forks. Those were 30 cents a piece. I really like this little brass candle holder. This was $9. We have another planter back there. I got the base of this lamp for $3. I did test it to make sure it still works, and it does. I just need to get a shade for it. I got my pot here. I just thought it was so pretty, and like I said, it does have the lid and everything. This was $20, so this one was a little bit more expensive. I got an old rolling pin to go into my kitchen. That was $3. A little basket here just for some texture on my bookshelves. I got a couple different picnic baskets. This one, I don't love the yellow top, so that one might be getting painted just a little bit. I really loved like the distressing around the hinges and stuff, and I thought that would be pretty on the bookshelves as well. And this basket down here, it was $10, and I just thought it was so cool. It's just a really unique picnic basket. Like, I just loved the colors and the textures and the pattern. This little guy looks like it came out of a pirate ship. It's kind of fallen apart, but I got this for Jeremy's poker room, and this was $2.50. It's made in Italy. It was covered in leather at one point. Now it's just covered in kind of crumbs. I really loved the look of this nice heavy candle holder. It's like almost kind of bronzy on top, and then there's like some silveriness to it. We got this little tiny pot here. I thought this was so precious, and it was only $1.50. I thought that was a pretty good deal. This bottle I specifically got because I loved the little logo that was on it, the Montgomery Ward sticker there. I kind of wish it was like nice and big on the bottle, but I thought that was super cute. This adorable little butter pat. I'm gonna put it next to the sink and like set up, I don't know, like a scrubber on it or a sponge or my rings or something if I'm washing dishes. I thought this little lion guy was pretty cool. He is very chipped up and stuff, but I loved the color of him. This was $3. The wooden tray that everything is sitting on was $5, and the silver tray as well, I think it was either 10 or 12. So everything here, it was around like $100 for everything, but we're getting so many individual little pieces, like stuff to decorate bookshelves with and stuff that's actually like usable for the kitchen and things, some storage, that kind of stuff. I didn't think that was too bad of a deal, and you know, everything is interesting and unique and has like a history and a story. So personally, I thought this was a pretty good little haul. So I had a wonderful time shopping for all of that stuff with my mom, and I think in this new year, I've been too afraid to do it before, but there's definitely going to be some like home decor videos on this channel. I don't know how well that will be received. I hope you all end up enjoying it, but I just been really into that kind of stuff recently, and I want it to mesh in as best I can with unboxings and things like that, but I really would love to start doing some home decor-y stuff as well, like vintage shopping and like thrifting and that kind of stuff. So I know I've said it 1,000 times, I've just always been too nervous, but I'm gonna do it. And if it bombs and you guys don't enjoy it, then maybe I'll put that on like a separate channel or something, just to kind of separate out the content. But I'm gonna attempt it, and we'll see how that goes. Another very popular topic in the questions and comments was about the boys. The one on the floor, oh, he's moved, and then the one up here. So you have Tater sleeping up here on the back and Wren on the ground. So Tater, as you guys know, we've talked about so many times, he has epilepsy, he has a seizure issue, and unfortunately that's still very prominent. It has been kind of recently extremely prominent. He's had, in the past few days, He's had 2 different sets of seizures within like 12 days of each other, which is pretty close. For a while there, we were able to get them down to like 30 days, I think even once like 40 plus days apart, which would be fantastic. But it's, for some reason, I don't know what it is, they've been kind of close together recently. So we're gonna take another trip up to Cincinnati and go to the neurologist again, and I think we're gonna do a little like spinal tap thing. It sounds so spooky, so scary, but I'm sure it'll be okay. And it would just be really nice to like check and see if there is something else going on just besides him being epileptic. They can use that procedure to see if there's any like inflammation that's causing the seizures, and if there is inflammation, then he can go on like a steroid and that should help it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. To me, it sounds like a very scary procedure. It's a fairly expensive procedure, but you know, we just anything that we can do for him, we're gonna do our best. But also, speaking of Cincinnati, Wren, well, there's 2 little updates on Wren. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw the one advent calendar video, like the bonus pup advent calendar at the end when he had the cone on. Well, that cone was there, unfortunately, because he had to get a toe amputated. The poor little guy. He had like a weird claw, and I talked about it several times in videos. He has this like, it was like a raptor claw. It was on his pinky, so it was just like all of his toenails would grow normally, and then he'd have this like huge claw thing coming off of his foot. And we were very like, you know, we didn't cut it or anything like that. We take him to the vet and they do both of their nails because there's not a chance. One time I tried to clip Tater's nails and it was a nightmare. So they go to the vet to get their nails clipped. But that thing would like grow exponentially faster than all the rest of them. And we had taken him in so many times and they had no idea what it was. He had been on antibiotics. They had no clue what was wrong with that toe of his. So they were like, basically the only thing we can do is amputate it. Like if it starts causing him a lot of issues, all we can do is amputate it. And unfortunately, it started causing him issues. It got really, like the toe itself turned really red and kind of like puffed up and like started bleeding and stuff. He would like lump around, and if anything like hit it, he would, you know, pull his foot up and stuff. So we're like, okay, it's time. So we took him in and he got his little toe cut off, amputated. So now his little foot is like, it's dipped in, it's real skinny looking, but he's still doing great. It doesn't slow him down, it doesn't stop him. Honestly, I think he's more energetic and kind of lively since he had the toe amputated. I'm sure it's feeling better. So that's why he was, you know, in that cone and stuff. But also, while he was there, I was like, Jeremy, I know that we had talked to a separate vet about his eyes, and basically they said like, you know, it's not cataracts, there's nothing you can do about it. His eyes are just getting cloudy because he's getting old, and they called it something, a particular name, but I can't remember. And I was like, let's just get a second opinion. So I was like, can you just ask them about his eyes when you go to talk about his foot and stuff? So he's one who took Wren to the vet about his toe. The vet said they think it's cataracts. So he has advanced cataracts in one eye and then some cataracts in the other eye with like a little perhaps cyst. So when you guys see him and stuff and his eyes are so gray, it's apparently, at least one vet thinks it's cataracts, and they seem to be pretty confident in that, which the good news about that, and why I'm happy it's cataracts, I mean, I wish nothing was wrong with his eyes, but there's actually a surgery that can be done to reverse the cataracts, take it out, and then he can maybe get his vision back, which is incredibly exciting. So they have referred us to, I think it's MedVet, actually the same place that Tater went for his neurologist appointment, MedVet Cincinnati, and we're gonna talk to them about setting up an appointment to like check out his eyes and stuff, and making sure that it is that, and then seeing if we can get his eyes fixed, which I'm so excited about. I really think it would make him a lot like happier, more willing to play and that kind of stuff. If he could see better, because, you know, Tater will like get up in his face and you can tell it kind of scares him, or like if you come up behind him and he doesn't know you're there, that'll like spook him, and he's a little apprehensive about stuff because he can't see. He really can't see. So I'm really excited by the potential that he can get his eyes fixed. We do need to call them though, because we've been waiting for a little while to hear from them and we haven't heard anything. So we need to reach out to them and be like, hey, we'd love to make an appointment with you guys. So I'm quite excited about that. Okay guys, sorry, I kind of went away for a second and then came back with most of my makeup done. I just put on some eyeliner and mascara because I can't do those while I'm talking, and then I started putting on like some lip stuff, and then my mom called and then I was just touching stuff up as we were talking. So my makeup's pretty much done, which I'm okay with because I have a really difficult time doing multiple things at once. So now I can just maybe look at some questions and like rapid fire answer some questions. From I love my horse 2002, I have a question, what did you get for Christmas? I got some pretty fun stuff for Christmas. My husband went above and beyond and he got me tickets to go see My Chemical Romance, and I'm so very excited. I also saw a question here about like what kind of music do I listen to, and I feel like this might help a little bit. This year I'm gonna go see 2 concerts. One of them is My Chemical Romance and the other is Creed for the second time in like a 1-year time span. So if that helps answer your question. Anything that came from like the early-ish 2000s, late-ish 90s, I enjoy. Would you ever do a date in the life vlog? I would love to vlog. I say this every time. We'll see if I can get there. I definitely would need some new equipment. Anytime I like do vlog footage outside in the world, it's on this terrible, very bad iPhone that is definitely about to die at any moment. Last night I thought I lost it for good, but I was able to wiggle that charger in there and hold it in a just particular way, and I got some power to it. It doesn't stay charged long, but I got some power to it. Do you think your history degree was useful? Yes, I do. Yes. Having my bachelor's and my master's in history, I do think was useful. Maybe not particularly, well, kind of, you know, with like my vintage shop and that kind of stuff. You can see like a correlation with the history there, but maybe not like, you know, you fully form like my career. But one day I still could potentially end up going to like, you know, law school. My whole like trajectory was going to be civil rights law, so having a history background, you know, for civil rights law, like I didn't really have a concentration for my master's in anything, but if I did have one, it would have been like, you know, the civil rights movement around that time. So having that like path laid out for me for the future, if I want to go that way, I think is really great. So I'm gonna say yes. Is it super useful for what I'm doing right now? No, but I'm still gonna say yes. I have a lot of comments about my hair. That's really nice. How's your hair journey going? It looks great. So long. This person asked me if I ever thought about chopping it into a bob. Thank you. It's going okay. I feel like I've really pulled back a lot on doing so many things for it. Like it was like a part-time job for a little while there, like taking care of my hair and trying to stop the fallout and you know, regrow hair. And I kind of stopped doing a lot of stuff, and then I definitely could notice a difference. Right now, like I don't want people that also have alopecia and genetic alopecia or any kind of alopecia to be like, what, your hair doesn't look, this is a facade. Like this, I don't have any extensions or anything, and I don't wear extensions, but like I definitely still have very thin hair. But what I do is I have this little tool and I'll like crimp at my roots, and that gives it volume. It's called a volume. That's the name of the tool. And then I'll use like hairspray and stuff to make it look like I have more hair than I do. And today I really wasn't liking how my part looked, especially over here. This is really, really my trouble area. So I have these little like fibers, and I sprinkled a little bit of fibers here on my head. I haven't done that in quite some time, but I'm trying to not be so particular about my hair. Sometimes it'll take me like an hour just trying to like manipulate my hair to look like there's no issues. And for some reason, I haven't been using those little sprinkly things. I almost feel like I'm like lying or something if I'm using like the little sprinkle powder, but also taking an hour to like, you know, make your part perfect to where it doesn't look like you have any hair loss, you know, could also be considered the same thing. So I'm trying to let go, loosen up a little bit about it. If I need to put in a little bit of sprinkly powder on my head just to make me feel more confident in my everyday life, then I'm gonna do it. And if you would like to do that too, if you have issues with hair fall and stuff, then yeah, go for it. Whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. But I just did start reusing my little laser helmet thing. I'm gonna try to keep with the schedule with that. I'm really bad at doing stuff. Like I'm really bad at schedules, sticking to stuff. So I'm gonna really try to stick with that. and I have been using a new hair serum from Way. Just started that a few days ago, so I don't really notice a difference of anything yet, but I do like how it feels in my hair and it absorbs really nicely. It doesn't leave it like sticky, greasy or anything, so that's good. It's expensive though, I don't like that. I've been trying out some different shampoos and stuff, so I'm still doing things. I'm just not doing nearly as much as I once did. The length, it grows pretty long. I actually chopped a couple inches off the other day. I tried to get Jeremy, my husband, to like straighten it out for me. I was like, listen, I cut this in the bathroom with some scissors. Can you just like, if I put it on the back, can you just like trim a line like this in my hair? And he said, no, I can't. And he was like, I cannot do that. I was like, you won't mess it up, I promise. He was like, I will not be doing that. So it might be a little uneven, but you know, that's okay. As far as cutting it into a bob, I honestly have considered it. I don't know if it would be easier to take care of or not easier to take care of, but sometimes when it's like this, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute, but then I don't know. I have a real big head and chin and face, and I just don't know like if I have like the features, you know, like the jawline to really pull off a bob. Plus, I guess because I do have hair loss issues, I'm like, oh, well, you know, I don't have a ton of hair like up here, but I got this down here, I have some, so that's nice. See, I don't know if I could do that. Oh no, I don't. Do I look like Berries and Cream Boy? I just feel like if I cut it all off, I would be like, oh, I don't have hair down here or up here, so I don't know. You still struggle with anxiety? If so, how do you handle it? Yes, and I don't. I don't. That's a I have incredibly bad anxiety. I can't believe my hands haven't been rubbed raw recently here because I've just been walking around doing this. I don't know why this is my new thing, but I feel like just a little raccoon. Like I just can't stop but doing this. My husband will like grab my hands. Like, you gotta stop. I think 2025 has been an interesting year so far, and I am concerned. So so this is just kind of my go-to. I have tried anxiety medications before and they didn't do so great. Currently, I'm not handling it, or at least very well, but that's something I really should look into more because it can be debilitating on occasion. It can. How are the stores doing? I wish I could visit, but I live in Canada. Hello, Canada. They're doing really well. We had a fantastic like holiday season and stuff. We were so like shocked and amazed by how nice people were coming out and shopping and things, but right now we have no inventory and I'm panicking about that. Oh, I don't have a question. I just love your pups and want you to give them a scratch and a treat from me. Will do. Absolutely will do. Wren. Are you excited? Would you like a treat? Would you like a treat? Tater, what about you? What about you? Alright boys, this is a request from a very nice person on YouTube, okay? Can you say thank you? Wren, can you say thank you? Alright buddies. And of course you can't forget the scratch-ins. Do you go by any nicknames or only Alexandria? Well, actually, in my real life, like in communication with people that I see often, nobody calls me Alexandria. I don't know anybody that I know calls me Alexandria. You guys call me Alexandria, but other than that, I go by Allie. Everybody calls me Allie. A-L-L-I-E, Allie. Oh, there are actually a lot of questions about like decorating and house videos and things like that. So hopefully when they finally start happening, hopefully you guys will enjoy those. I don't know, I've been into it recently, like decorating and like looking at decor stuff, watching people like thrift for decor pieces or go antique shopping. Also, I bought myself a drill. My very first drill that is my own. It was on sale on Amazon after Christmas. It's a DeWalt drill. I don't fully know how to use it yet. I just learned what a particular setting was on it today. I should probably Google some stuff. But I have been hanging curtains and things, so I'm gonna start just building stuff. I'm gonna get some saws, maybe, I don't know, a nail gun. That could be fun. And we could do some like home renovation stuff. I think that could be a good time. That could be dangerous, but a good time. Do brands ever get mad at you for things you say? I have had, I think it's only happened twice now at this point, but I have had 2 different subscription boxes cancel my box on my behalf for me without asking because they were upset by the review that I gave their box. One of them, I think, is Decor, who I think very recently just went out of business. I don't know, but usually no, or at least I don't see the emails if they are upset. Oh, but I've been in communication with Free People, by the way. Not fantastic communication, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I have some questions for them. Any plans to head back to Scotland in 2025? Oh, I wish. Oh, I love Scotland. I wish, but I think there's probably just too many there's some weddings and stuff that are happening in 2025, like too expensive, too many expensive happening 2025 to Scotland. Unfortunately. Is Advent season still going? It is indeed. It is indeed. There's so many left. Oh gosh. The first little section of questions was from Instagram. These are from the community tab. This one says, the most important question, when do we get to see you open the P. Louise choo-choo train? That is a very good question. I do have it. It's currently actually in our bedroom. We're using it as a bedside table, the box, because we don't have bedside tables. Coming soon. Coming soon. Are you ever gonna try to hire another video editor? Yes, I am. I'm gonna do my best. My husband asks me that same question every single day because he knows that it would make things 1,000 times easier, but yes, I'm going to attempt to. Maybe I should focus on finishing the advent calendars first before I do other videos. Agreed. Yes. Agreed. I just wanted to do this one because I haven't caught up with you guys in a while, and also like I had to put makeup on my face anyway before I started filming more videos. Tater's, what are you doing, bud? I figured I'd go ahead and like 2 birds, 1 stone it. I was renovating the upstairs of the new store going. Yes, there's a lot. We've had a lot going on. So it will be happening hopefully soon. We could put new windows in. We do have new windows. They're real nice and pretty. So, you know, it's possible to shop your stores online. Not currently, but it really, really needs to be possible. I think that's probably the one thing keeping us from growing as a business is the online portion of it, and we gotta figure out how to do that. One of these days, maybe we should hire like more help, because it's just me and my parents and my husband, so there's 4 of us, which seems like enough, but my parents are retired, so like it's not their full-time like thing that they're doing, you know, like we want them to be able, they just went to Arizona for 2 weeks, which was an awesome trip for them. We want them to be able to like go and travel and enjoy retirement and do stuff and not have to like work the store 24/7. And then I have like the YouTube and stuff to do, and then my husband will work the stores most of the days, so we really just don't have a lot of like hands on deck to be able to really get like online going, but we really need to do that because I feel like that is gonna help move our business up to like the next level, you know? Oh, congratulations! Okay, we would love to hear some tips for a first-time traveler to Scotland. I'm finishing my chemo treatment this week and my sister is planning us a trip for fall 2026. Oh my, that's amazing, incredible. Maybe a bit much to ask, but what kind of luggage you use and outfits you take, please and thank you. Luggage, I bought something random at TJ Maxx. I think it was I don't want to say Neptune. I don't think that has anything to do with luggage. Starts with an N. It was really lightweight. I wanted to bring really lightweight luggage so I could bring stuff, but also leave enough room in my luggage to bring stuff back. Because I intended on vintage shopping over there, which we did do. As far as outfits and stuff, I don't love the rain, but it is a very rainy place. It is a very windy place. So a rain jacket is something you can put over top of like sweaters and things. I would just bring like a couple of pair of pants and a couple of like sweaters and like undershirts and stuff that you can interchange and intermix, and especially if you're doing any outside hiking, anything like that, shoes that are waterproof. Well, I even sprayed mine down with some waterproofing something before I went. I hope you have the most wonderful time. Congratulations. That's so incredibly exciting. I'm so happy that you are done with your chemo treatments. That's incredible. Have the best time. It's a gorgeous, beautiful country, the nicest people ever. I love it there so much and I hope you do too. Any new merch coming out soon? I should do that as well. Yes, I'm not made to be an influencer. I'm the worst at selling people stuff. I forget that I have merch. I don't post on other platforms. But new merch is a very good idea and I really should do that. Okay, and the most recent question that's been asked on this thing here is, when are you opening the rest of the advent calendars? Right now. gotta get on that. We have so many left to go. Thank you guys so much for being so accommodating with advent calendar season. Next year, it's gonna be different. We'll have many more advent calendars during actual advent calendar season. That's not to say that there might not still be an after advent calendar season, but many more of the advent calendars will take place during the actual season. We'll do the bingo card. We're gonna make advent calendar season next year like a whole event because I feel like I've really dropped the ball this year. But we're gonna hop back into the advent calendars like right now. As soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna go make dinner and then I'm gonna do some more advent calendar unboxing. So we're getting back into those like immediately after this video. Alright you guys, well that's everything that I have for y'all right now. I'm sure there's many things I forgot. I'm sorry if there's any like big topics or anything that I missed. I feel like I got most of them. Leave any more questions down below in the comments and I'll try to get back to you guys on those. I read every single one of your comments. Every single one. I haven't been able to get back to every single one of them, but I do read every single comment. So thank you guys so very much for being so kind, so sweet, so considerate, and just I hope your 2025 is off to a good start. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please go ahead and consider subscribing if you would not mind. In the opposite world to me. I just hope you guys have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!